Namaskar. How to overcome racism, bias or prejudice against a person or a group of different color is what is known as racism. And this problem still exists in greater or lesser degrees in different parts of the world. The slave trade from Europe to Western Hemisphere in the 15 and 1600s was a very dark period in human history. And it led to the false notion that black people are inferior to white people. And up until 1994, this policy was instilled in, it was part of the ruling of the government in South Africa. It was known as apartheid. Apartheid means racial segregation. And so black people were very much discriminated against just because of their skin color. Even in the United States, up until the 1950s and 60s, black people were forced to sit in the back of the buses, and they had to eat in separate eating places until the brave efforts of Dr. Martin Luther King and others brought about a change in the laws of Southern USA. And speaking of South Africa, it was 1988, an apartheid era. I had gone to the city called Port Elizabeth in the southern part of the country. And the newspaper put my name, photo, and mentioned who I was and that I was inviting anyone and everyone to come and learn meditation and yoga. So about 20 people came, but of those 20, there were about 7 white Afrikaans farmers. They came into the hall, into the room where I was giving my talk. Just as I was going to start, one of them stood up and said, "Dada is a prophet of the devil." And another started handing out leaflets. Third one said, "Jesus saves." And the fourth guy was very big and strong. He started rolling up his sleeves and said, "Hey, Kuli, come and let's go outside and let's fight like a man." So the situation was looking a bit grim. And one of the participants in that talk said, "Hey, how did you people get into this room? Didn't you see the sign? No dogs allowed?" So they were, of course, not agreeing with those people that are trying to disturb my talk. And finally, the police arrived and they told the people, those gentlemen, that if you don't like what he has to say, you just leave the room, because in Port Elizabeth we have freedom of speech. So they left the place and I could finish my talk. But when I left, they were waiting outside for me. So one of the attendees of the class took me home, and I never saw those people again. So, you know, the one human race, we are all Homo sapiens. We come from Australopithecus and the Homo erectus, and then Homo sapiens. So they have migrated to different parts of the world in search of congenial living environments. And because of their physical locations, they have developed different skin colors. And so my master explained these concepts in several of his discourses. For example, the sun's rays in the equatorial region strikes directly on the earth. So people that live in that area, in those areas, they develop melanin, makes their skin dark. The pigment of their skin is more dark. Whereas white-skinned people have a less quantity of melanin in their skin, and they cannot absorb too much blazing heat of the sun. Also, in the equatorial region, people of that area, their noses, the nostril of their noses is larger, so as to expel the hot air that enters the lungs quickly. And conversely, white-skinned people living in northern climates, their noses are higher and their nostril diameter is smaller, because if too much cold air enters the body, it can affect the lungs and the vocal cord. So in this way, the human race has spread all over the world. And, you know, we should not give importance to these external differences. The Homo sapiens have become the Aryans, Mongolians, Austrics, and Negroes. But all of us have the same human traits. We want to be happy. We want to avoid pain. We all suffer from hunger and thirst. And we need the love and care of those who are our family and friends. So the love that a mother has, a mother who lives, half naked, illiterate mother of a hill tribe in India, that same love is what a mother of an educated New York City suburb has for her children. In a family, if some of the children are of dark complexion and some of the children are of white complexion. Will the parents discriminate? Of course not. In the same way, as a human race, we should not give importance to these superficial external differences between humans. And that's why the promotion of Aryan supremacy back in the 1930s and 1940s, Adolf Hitler brought the German people down the wrong path, preaching Aryan supremacy. There's no such thing as a pure race anymore. Rather, the intermingling of human races has happened since the beginning of humans on our planet. And actually, this interracial marriage has produced different sub-races. For example, in Colombia and Mexico, there are what is known as the mestizo community, mixture of Europeans and native Indians. Filipino race is a combination of Negro, Mongolian, and Aryan race, although the Mongolian features are more prominent. And China is mixture of people from South Russia and Central Asia. And most of the people of mainland China come from the mixture of these two communities. And in our association, we encourage what we call revolutionary marriage. Revolutionary marriage is a marriage between two people of a different race, different culture, different nation, or in India, different caste. And in this way, we break down those artificial barriers that divide us. So in this way, we can see that the policy of apartheid, racial chauvinism has collapsed. And we are all one human race with same longings and dreams. We all come from the same one source, the Supreme Consciousness. And so progressive people all over the world are eager to proclaim that human society is one and indivisible. Thank you. Namaskar.